19.424 seconds. 19.424 seconds the first lap for Sonny Conley. $18.818 for Sonny Conley. A very good second lap. We'll see if it's good. That's already faster than the race record, so the track definitely is fast. George Kowalik on the Speedway now in car number 5, the Medical Center Brace, Rockefeller's Grill 5 out of Moon Township. George in his rookie season in the late models after winning our limited late championship a year ago. 19.770, 19.770, the first lap for George Kowalik. $19.086 lap 2. Now on the clock, the 59 of Bill Cunningham. 59 Bill Cunningham out of Jefferson, Ohio. Bill was currently 11th in the Renegade point standings and second in the Rookie of the Year points race. $19.678, 19.678. $19.678 the first lap for Cunningham. Second lap's going to be worse. $20.912 the second lap. 20.912. In the Stout Tax Service 2S, fresh off his win last night at Dog Hollow, Sammy Stow from Charleroi. Sammy Stow also travels around a bit, has been a winner out at the St. Clair's with the Cannonball Speedway at St. Clairsville recently. $19.694, 19.694 the first lap for Sammy Stow. $19.365 the second lap. 19.365. In car number 14, Corey Conley out of Wellsburg, West Virginia. Lots of Conleys here. We've got Sonny, we've got Corey, we've got Rod, we've got RJ. Rod and RJ, of course, are brothers. Don't think they're related to the others. I don't think Corey's related to Sonny. 19.703, 19.703. So Sonny Conley's lap, 18.818 right out of the gate. Maybe tough to beat. No one's been close to it so far. $19.536, 19.536 the second lap for Corey Conley. Another driver trying to make his first Pittsburgher in the 99B, Rick Briggs. Rick Briggs from out in the Erie area, Bear Rock, Pennsylvania. It's his son, Boom Briggs, who's driving the other Chubb Frank car here this afternoon. $19.550, 19.550 is the first lap for Rick Briggs. $19.159, the second lap a good one. Second lap a good one for Briggs at 19.159. On the clock now on the Les Jack Automotive number 35 from Baldwin, Mike Cecere. Mike, a regular competitor here on Saturday nights, and he'll be running in the steel block portion of the program as well. .151, 19.151. So when the sun is out, the track picks up some speed in a hurry. .917. That's second fastest. 18.917 for Mike Cecere. 18.917. On the clock now. He was the fast qualifier a year ago in the number 71 C car. R.J. Conley out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, currently 12th in the Renegade Dirt Car Series. His best Pittsburgher finish, a 6th. .561 the first lap. 19.561. .174, lap 2 for R.J. Conley. 19.174. From Punxsutawney in the 1P, the hot rod, Rodney Phillips. Rodney Phillips out of Punxsutawney in car 1P. .19.891 the first lap for Rodney Phillips. Rodney, another driver who has yet to qualify for a Pittsburgher 100. Got a bad push coming off of 4. 20.072, 20.072. The second lap, 20.072. He said this man was flying here last night, first time to Pittsburgh for Chris Madden out of Gray Court, South Carolina, in the Warrior Chassis house car. Chris Madden out of Gray Court, South Carolina. .984, 18.984. That's third fastest. 18.984. .737, 18.737. That is now the time to beat Chris Madden out of Gray Court, South Carolina. From Laurel Ridge, Pennsylvania, in car number 33, veteran driver Bob Paz. Bob Paz in the number 33 car. A regular runner-up at the Lernerville Speedway. Always stops by for the Pittsburgher. 19.872, 19.872, the first lap for Bob Paz. .718 lap 2, 19.718 lap 2 for Bob Paz. This is Steve Francis. Steve Francis in the Mike Balzano backup car after wrecking his primary car in hot laps this afternoon, just climbing into this car. First time he's had it on the racetrack. Of course, they're professionals. This is what they do for a living. They can get in and out about anything and make it look fast. Steve Francis, the Kentucky Colonel. 18.873, first lap turned in this car for Steve Francis. 18.873, third fastest. .649 for Steve Francis. 18.649. He now has the time to beat, and a new race record. In the Bud Bear Automotive Group #1 car, this is Neil Eisminger out of Washington. He is our Rookie of the Year in the Advanced Auto Parts Limited Late Models, finishing second in the point standings. Trying his hand with the big boys here today, also going to try to qualify for the Steel Block Show. Neil moving out of the Pure Stocks. 19.585, 19.585. First lap for Neil Eisminger from just down the road in Little, Washington. $19.504 the second lap. 19.504 the second lap for Neil Eisminger. Taking the green flag in the S2 car from Elkins, West Virginia, Tim Senek. See him smoking that right rear tire. Tim Senek, a rare appearance here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, trying to conquer the monster half mile after running much of the year on those quarter miles down in West Virginia. 19.070, 19.070, first lap for Tim Senek. Fifth fastest right now for Senek, first time here this year anyway. 18.798, 18.798, that's third fastest. In the Imler's Poultry number 75, the familiar colors of Zanesville, Ohio's Bart Hartman, the Bart man. Bart was second in the Pittsburgher in his best run. Has yet to win it. Been very close. Second in 95. They missed the lap. They missed the lap. Bart will get the green again. Completing his first lap, Bart Hartman in car 75. 18.896, 18.896 the first lap for the Bart man. Rick Heim taping the green flag in the 29. Checkered flag now for Hartman. 18.855, 18.855, second lap for Bart. Hartman's second lap is fifth fastest. 19.061 the first lap time for the Schultz 429 of Rick Heim. 19.061. The place is getting fast. 18.867 for Ricky Heim. 18 uniforms. 2J. 18.561. Take that, says Mike Johnson. 18.561. He now has the time to beat. Does he have any more heat in those tires for lap 2? 18.528, better yet, 18.528 the second lap for Mike Johnson. Out of Somerset, the familiar 83R of Scott Rhodes. Scott Rhodes twice has qualified for the Pittsburgher 100. His best finish was a 12th. Scott Rhodes. Strong runner up at Thunder Valley and tracks up in that area. 19.806, 19.806. Sun is gone, sun is gone. Track may slow. $19.393 the second lap for Scott, $19.393. Brockers Machine Shop number 8 out of West Mifflin, Russ Colasar. Russ was here for the first time this season last Saturday and led the QPI Tools late model feature early on. Had a great run here last Saturday night. Back to do battle with the Renegade Dirt Car Series this weekend. .427 the first lap, 19.427 for Russ Colasar. .19.698 the second lap for Colasar. New ride for this driver from Gettysburg in car number 24, Jeremy Miller. Jeremy Miller in the number 24 car, looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. .18.728 the first lap for Jeremy, 18.728. Third fastest. Johnson's got the time to beat at 18.528. .18.490 for Jeremy Miller, 18.490. We're getting down close to track record time soon here. In the Star 1, your two-time defending Renegade Dirt Car Series champion and Pittsburgher 100 champion from Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, the Chubster, Chubzilla, Chub Frank. Slow, 19.646. 19.646 the first lap for Chub Frank. He is currently leading the Carrera Shocks Challenge the Clock time trial point standings. .19.092, second lap much better, 19.092 for Chub Frank. From Shanksville in car number 84, Rodney Schweitzer. Rodney made his first Pittsburgher 100 last year. Another car from that Somerset County area, just like Scotty Rhodes. Rodney Schweitzer in car number 84. .19.508, 19.508 the first lap for Rodney Schweitzer. .19.348, 19.348 the second lap for Schweitzer. On the clock now in car number 22, trying to make his first Pittsburgher 100, Bump Hedman. Bump Hedman in car 22. From up in Warren, Pennsylvania. For his average speed around here. .19.937, 19.937 lap 2 from Bump Hedman. And the Falcone Automotive Group 93X, the Hookstown Hornet, got his first career QPI Tools late model win here just a couple of weeks back. D.J. Miller. D.J. Miller, spec motor with a GRT chassis. .18.919, old DJ's got her going pretty good. 18.919 the first lap for the Hookstown Hornet. 10th fastest, trying to get that a little quicker this time by. .18.755, I'd say that's faster, 18.755. Fifth fastest for D.J. Miller. In car number 21, Matt Lux from out of Franklin. Matt, in his second year in the late models, has really picked up the pace here in 2002. Looking to branch out a little bit here late in the year. Trying to find his luck here on the big monster half mile. Matt Lux. 19.662 the first lap for Matt. 19.662. .871 the second lap. 19.871. Just picked up a win at Muskingum County Speedway a week ago. Doug Dodd in car number 12. Doug Dodd from Cambridge, Ohio, driving the yellow number 12. Doug has made 2 Pittsburghers. His best finished as 21st. .19.647. 19.647 the first lap for Doug Dodd. .19.587 the second lap for Doug Dodd. Well, we saw what his backup car could do just a few cars earlier. Now let's see what Mike can do. Mike Balzano in the familiar E1, currently second in the Renegade Dirt Car Series. Mike, one of the dynamic duo, he and Chubb, the only drivers to have started all 13 previous Pittsburghers. $19.171 for Mike, his best finish in the Pittsburgher, a second in 98. Stars champ in 1989 and 90. .939 second lap. 18.939 for Mike Balzano. Ripley Machine Company 07R out of Clymer, New York, Brent Raybergen. Brent Raybergen in the 07R. He has made this race twice. His best finish at 21st in 1996. .19.168 first lap for Brent. 19.168. .19.051 lap 2. 19.051 for Brent Raybergen. And the Richards Construction, Poske's Performance number 30, Steve Shaver out of Parkersburg area. Steve right now third in the Stars point standings. In the black number 30, Stevie Shaver. 11 times he's made this race. .19.437 for Shaver. 19.437. His best finish is 7th in 1999. .19.032. 19.032 lap 2 for Steve Shaver. And the Visconti's number 2. This is Brad Feisler out of McKean, another car from up in the northwestern part of the state. Brad Feisler. Brad was here early in the season. He too looking to make his first Pittsburgher. .19.646. 19.646. First lap for Brad Feisler. .19.082. 19.082 the second lap. And the VD Lairway Associates number 2. Another rookie driver in the QPI late models here at Pittsburgh. This is Brian Laraway out of Harrison City. Brian Laraway. Still Miller first, Johnson second, Francis third, Madden fourth, DJ Miller fifth right now in time trials. The Carrera challenged the clock time trials. 19.185, the first lap for Brian Laraway, 19.185. .938, very good lap two, 18.938 for Brian Laraway. In the Calusi Chevy 99 from Venetia, this is Ben Miley. Been a track champion here 4 times, actually 5 times, most recent being in 1995. .19.554 the first lap for Ben, 19.554. 46 career late model wins here at Pittsburgh for Ben Miley. .19.312 the second lap, 19.312 for Ben Miley. On the Speedway now from Erie in car number 33, Chris Hackett. Chris Hackett in the number 33 car. .19.863, Hackett's first lap, 19.863. .19.266 the second lap, 19.266. In the auction barn, W.L. Davison Trucking 09, Lou Bradish out of Chester, West Virginia. Lou Bradish in car 09, 9 times Lou's made the race. His best run in 8th in 1989. Career late model wins here at the Speedway. I'm sorry. They didn't get the lap. Lou Bradish getting the green flag. Lou's slowing down. 5. .19.967 the first lap for Len, 19.967. .20.009 was the second lap for Lendo Brashowski. This is Bob Waring Jr. out of Renfrew in car number 11, Bob Waring Jr. Bobby, of course, won the Pittsburgher in 1990. .19.373 the first lap for Bob Waring Jr. Did not get any practice here this afternoon. 19.126 the second lap for Waring, a better lap, 18.995 was Lou's first lap, 18.995. fastest. Fourth fastest for Bradish. In the 1U, the Superior Wells 1U from Northeast Pennsylvania, Matt Urban. Matt has raced here in the past, but has yet to start a Pittsburgher 100. Hoping this will be the year. .907, 18.907 first lap for Matt Urban. .18.827, better the second lap for Matt Urban. That should put him in the top 10 right now. Nolan Dalton out of Morgantown, West Virginia. The D2 has had a real good year up at the Latrobe Speedway on Sunday nights. Nolan Dalton. First appearance here this season. .20.314 the first lap for Nolan. 20.314. .19.735 the second lap. 19.735 the second lap. In the Moorhead Trucking 68, he is 2 for 2 at Pittsburgh this year. He's been here twice, both max races, and he's led every lap of each to win them. He's also a winner of the Pittsburgher twice. From Weston, West Virginia, the Hitman, Tim Hitt. .18.804 the first lap for Timmy Hitt. .18.776 for Hitt. 18.776. Sixth fastest is Hitt. Seventh fastest is Hitt. Here's John Flitter in car 48. The Johns Towing Allegheny Ford 48 out of Zelienople. Finished third in the point standings here this year. 18.884. 18.884 for John Flitter. 4 wins here on the season. He's had some good Pittsburgh runs too. Was third in 2000 in this race. .19.279 the second lap, not as good for John Flitter. 19.279. Brian Durig on the Speedway now in car number 80. Brian out of Warren, Ohio. Looking to make his first Pittsburgher. .19.690 that lap for Brian Durig. .19.809 lap 2 for Brian Durig. In the Big Kahuna RG3 from Bedford, Bob Salathy, the Bedford Bullet. Bob, of course, promoting The Rock down at Cumberland, Maryland, where the Big Kahuna weekend will be coming up in October, the 4th and 5th. A lot like Steve Francis right there, only not quite as hard. It was in the middle of the turn. His first lap understand now we're going to go right into the Renegade Heats after the time trials. They've changed their mind, and we're going to go right into the Renegade Heats. We'll take a 15-minute break after time trials and then come right back with their heats and then run the entire steel block program after that. The Yingling Lager 76, a Pittsburgh regular, 2 career late model wins here. Dave Wade. .285. First lap for Dave Wade. .891. 18.998. Respectable lap time. First time visitor Greg Fenno, 18.998. .850, even faster, 18.850 the second lap for Greg Fenno. 11th fastest. Jackie Boggs in car number 4B. Jackie Boggs out of Grayson, Kentucky. Jackie currently sits 14th in the Renegade Dirt Car point standings, looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. .19.281 the first time for Jackie Boggs. Won himself a big old Harley a couple of weeks back at a race they had down in Brush Creek, Ohio, down at the Motorsports Park down there. .18.949 second lap for Jackie Boggs in the familiar 72, Millersburg, Ohio's Racing John Mason. John also a multi-time Renegade Dirt Car champion. 84 and 87. He's made this race 8 times, finished 6th in 92. .19.295 for Racing John. 19.295. .926. Whole bunch of people in that 18.8 and 18.9 bracket. 18.926 for John Mason. Jeremy Miller still has the time to beat. In car number 77 from Saxonburg, Alex Faree in the Bullet chassis number 77. Alex, a weekly competitor here at Pittsburgh. Did not get a win this year, but has a couple to his ledger. .19.177 for the number 77. 19.177 for Alex Faree. .19.166. 11 100s faster than 19177. 19166 the second lap for Alex Faree. He won the Pittsburgher 100 back in 1997. He hails from Zanesville, Ohio, and drives the red number 12, Rick Auckland. .18.841 for Rick, who has 3 Renegade wins this year. 18.841. Second lap's usually have been faster. .18.692. 18.692. Fourth fastest for Rick Auckland. In the Drew's Auto Service number 64 out of Cannonsburg, Drew Katselis. He is the 50th car to take time. Just over 20 to go. Drew Catellus in the number 64. $20.541 the first lap for Drew Catellus. $20.345 the second lap. In car number 32, Greg Lucas is the driver out of Whitesburg, Kentucky. Greg Lucas in car number 32. Looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Has been here before, but has yet to make the big show in the Pittsburgher. $19.354 the first lap for Lucas. 19.354. $19.016 for Greg Lucas, who's currently 9th in the Renegade Dirt Car point standings. Greg Lucas in car 32. In the Phil Lucon Rev Pep number 1Z from Coriopolis, Jim Zarin, the Z-Man, driving the Phil Lucon 1Z. Jimmy, another weekly competitor here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile. $19.004 Zarin's first lap. 19.004. $18.820 the second lap for Jimmy Z. 18.820. In the Fathead South Shore Saloon 9C this weekend is our limited late model champion for 2002, Pete Loria, filling in for Doug Crawford. Doug got a little bunged up last night in an accident here in practice. Pittsburgh, Pete Loria wheeling the 9C. $19.699. 19.699. $19.175. 19.175. Second lap for Pittsburgh, Pete. On the clock now. He was our champion here in 2001. He's jumped into this car the past 3 weeks. The Falcone Automotive Group 93B from South Park, Keith Barbara. Keith Barbara in the 93B. Moon Township Dodge, 93. 18.928. 18.928 first lap for Keith Barbara. $18.629 the second lap for Keith Barbara. 18.629. Third fastest. Barbara is third fastest. Out of Wheeling, West Virginia, this is Gary Gellner. Greg and Gary both drive at times. This is Gary behind the wheel this weekend out of Wheeling, West Virginia in car number 21. $19.477 first lap for Gary Gellner. 19.477. $19.360 lap number 2 In the 1B car, this is Boom Briggs from Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. Boom, normally I think a crew member on the Chubb's car. Running the 1-star B. .012, not a bad first lap. 19.012. His first lap was a lot faster than Chubb's. .892. His second lap was faster than Chubb's too. 18.892 for Boom Briggs. And the Zappy Oil 6 car, this is Jim Lepro from Midway. Jim with 1 career late model win here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. .558 the first lap for Jim Lepro. 19.558. .276 lap 2. 19.276 for Lepro. And the reliable painting warrior from Greensburg, 3-time winner of the Pittsburgher 100, Davey Johnson. Davey second all-time in wins with the Renegade Dirt Car Series. Won the race in 2000. Also in 92 and 94. 18.619 the first lap for the Juice. 18.619, that's third quick. He's sure taking it in deep and coming off good. Let's see what lap 2 brings. 18.408. 18.408 for Davey Johnson. He is right now your fast qualifier. This man might have something to say about that. In the Mopar Valvoline 1E, Rick Eckert, your defending UDTRA champion, Rick Eckert out of York in the 1E. .651 the first lap for Eckert. 18.651. Rick currently leading the UDTRA standings again this year. He's had some good runs in the Pittsburgher, but hasn't been able to get the win here. .545 lap 2 for Eckert. That's 4th fastest. In car number 7 from Waterville, Ohio, up near the Toledo area, Matt Miller in car number 7. Matt was last year's Renegade Rookie of the Year. Currently 17th in the point standings this year. Look out, Matt. It's going to cost him dearly on lap 1. 19.329. Even with that screw up, not too bad. 19.329. If he can get her through 3 and 4, he may have something pretty good here. .541. Yeah, I'd say he has something. 18.541 for Matt Miller. That's 4th fastest. In car number 14, the racing school teacher out of Bedford, Jack Pencil. Jack Pencil. Twice he's made this race, was 8th in 01. Still leading the max point standings in 2002. .363. Jack also the champ at Bedford. 19.363. .302 lap 2 for Jack Pencil. 19.302. of Wellsburg, West Virginia, in car 17, Lance Elson. Lance was the fast qualifier in this race in 1999. Went on to finish 10th that year. Had a lap time that year of 19:107. $19.415 the first lap for Lance Elson. $19.048 the second lap for Lance Elson. We've got some aluminum on the racetrack up in turn one. Your next car to qualify will be Jim Bernheisel. Jim stopped into town last month on his way back from Florence on a Saturday night here. I think he is currently leading the Renegade Dirt Car Rookie of the Year standings. That is 8th overall in the points race. Out of Lebanon, Pennsylvania, in the heart of modified and sprint car country, Jim Bernheisel. $19.419 the first lap for Jim, 19.419. $19.127 the second lap for Jim Bernheisel. In the Adler Tree Service, number 7, out of Butler, he made the Pittsburgher 100 a season ago, Bill Adler. Bill Adler in car number 7. After Bill, 10 more cars to qualify. $19.723 for Bill Adler. $19.608, lap 2, 19.608. In car number 44, Mark Moats from Hookstown. The Girard Plumbing and Heating 44, they did not get that lap. Getting the green flag again, did not trip the clock that time by Mark Moats in car 44. $19.667 the first lap for Mark Moats, who has one career win here at Pittsburgh a couple of years back. Mark has had a real struggle of a season here this year. Not much has gone right for the young man out of Hookstown. $19.614, lap 2 for Mark Moats. In car number 87R, this is Chad Ruhlman, and he's from Bemis Point, New York. Chad looking to make his first Pittsburgher. He's the younger brother of Brian Ruhlman, who's been in the big show before. Chad Ruhlman in car number 87R. $19.609, that lap for Chad Ruhlman. $19.313, the second lap for Chad Ruhlman. Ed Ferree takes the green flag in car number 4, and out of Saxonburg in the Franklin Racing Supply Rocket. Ed finished second in the point standings here this year, just 2 points behind champ Alatala. 32 career wins here at Pittsburgh. 11th, his best Pittsburgher finish. .792, a good first lap for Ed Faree, 18.792. .878 the second lap, 18.878 lap 2 for Ed Faree. In the Close Lumber 0-4, Bob Close out of Eldred, Pennsylvania. Bobby has made the race 2 times, had a great run here in '98 when he finished 4th. Bob Close in car 0-4. .548, 19.548 for Bob Close. .19.183 the second lap for Bob Close. In the Bland Towing, number 0 out of Fairmont, West Virginia, Steve Baker. Steve Baker with 15 wins here at Pittsburgh. He's made every Pittsburgher but 1994, his best finish of 5th in 1990. The West Virginia Rim Rider. 19.321 the first lap for Baker. Steve was the track champ here in 1996. Looks a lot faster in lap 2. .18.885 for Steve Baker. 5 more cars to qualify. The next one to crack the clock is the T8 of Mark Vidal from St. Clairsville, Ohio. Mark, among the all-time leading late model winners here at Pittsburgh with 36 career wins, has made this race 7 times. .19.129 the first lap for Mark, 19.129. He was our track champ in 1998. .18.860 lap 2 for Mark Vidal, 18.860. The Sabre Equipment, American Environmental Services 84. He is our 2002 track champion, his rookie year in the QPI Tools late models from Oakdale, Al Attala. Al Attala winning the feature last Saturday to win the championship by 2 points over Ed Faree, with John Flinter a close third. 19.083 the first lap for Al Attala, 19.083. .18.888 lap 2 for Al Attala, 18.888. And the QPI Tools Dirt Ripper number 99, Donnie Moran from Dresden, Ohio. The $1 Million Man, Donnie Moran, won this race in 1991. Donnie, the all-time leading winner with the Renegade Dirt Car Series. .19.202, lap 1 for Donnie Moran. Second time looks much smoother, especially through 1 and 2. .18.958 for Donnie Moran. In the Conley Trucking 71R from Wheelersburg, Ohio, Rod Conley. Rod right now fifth in the Renegade Dirt Car point standings. 4 times he's made the race. Best finish of 4th in 2000. .476 the first lap. 19.476. .214, lap 2 for Rod Conley, 19.214. And here's your final car to qualify this afternoon out of Titusville. And the Bossert Crawford Automotive 111. Robbie Blair. 4th in the Renegade Dirt Car point standings. Looking to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Pitches the hard car hard into turn 3. .16162. 19.162. .732. So folks, a new race record. Your fastest qualifier for the 2002 Renegade Dirt Car Pittsburgher 100 with a lap time of 18.408 seconds from Greensburg, Davey Johnson. Here this year. The 1 of Steve Francis and the 19 of Davey Johnson. 84 Alan Sala. The 1 of Mike Balzano. 07R Brett Raybergen. 99B Rick Briggs. 33 Chris Hackett. 21 Gary Gilner. 12 Doug Dodd. 80 Brian Dorig. 69 John Hodgkiss. Fenno in the 71, hit in the 68. Bringing the 13 car field off the 4th turn. And the green is out. Hit to the lead. Johnson quickly moves to 2nd, and it's Fenno. Now Balzano on the outside, trying to move by Francis and Fenno for 3rd into turn number 3. Balzano slides up the racetrack. He and Francis, the team cars now battle for 4th, off of 4 down the front stretch. It's hit in front. Johnson is 2nd. Greg Fenno still 3rd in car 71. Steve Francis now 4th. Balzano 5th. Briggs is 6th. Hits your leader. Johnson trying to close the gap. Davey Johnson pulls within 2 car lengths of Tim Hitt for the lead into turn 3. Hitt still in front, Johnson 2nd. Fenno having a great run here in his first Pittsburgher start, 3rd in this heat. Right now he's in the transfer spot. Francis 4th and Balzano 5th. John Hodgkiss loses the right rear wheel of car 69. The Nigel Auto Solutions 69 loses the right rear wheel and the caution is out with 3 laps down and 9 to go. And now we will see our first Delaware restart with Hitt in front. Johnson has the option of taking inside or outside. Fenno will start 3rd. Looks like Johnson will. Greg's first ever attempt to make the Pittsburgher 100 in car 6. Does a little wiggle waggle there, exiting turn number 4. Now to throw contact between Fenno and Johnson. Johnson is still 2nd. Is that Francis? Francis 3rd, Balzano 4th. Fenno gets all the way back down to the middle of the pack. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Greg. And Francis moves by Johnson for 2nd. Brent Raybergen running 5th in the 07R. Then it's Rick Briggs and Doug Dodd. Tim Hitt, your leader. Steve Francis second. Davey Johnson third in the final transfer spot as we come to the halfway mark. Balzano fourth. Ray Bergen fifth. Johnson had closed in on Hitt before the caution, but since we've gone back green, it's been all the Hitt man. And Francis leaving Johnson behind now. Balzano fourth, Ray Bergen fifth, Doug Dodd is sixth. Its lead is growing in the Moorhead Trucking GRT. 3 more laps to go. Greg Fenno in the 71 almost loses the handle. They're exiting turn number 4. Two more laps to go, 2 to go. Hit by a straightaway over Francis, then back another straightaway to the 19 of Johnson. 1 lap remaining, the white flag waving for Tim Hitt. Moorhead Trucking 68. He's still perfect in 2002 at Pittsburgh. Weston, West Virginia is Tim Hitt. Winning the Burdex seat number 1 with Steve Francis second and Davey Johnson third. They move into the Pittsburgher 100. Balzano, Ray Bergen, Dodd, Briggs, Atala, Fenno, Gelner, Hackett, and Dorig are next in line. On the front row, 12, Rick Auckland, and Jeremy Miller in the 24 in row 2. 76, Dave Wade in the 4B of Jackie Boggs. 2 of Brad Feisler, and the 77 of Alex Free. 6, Jim Lepro, and the 2S of Sammy Stow. Rounding out the field of 33 of Bob Puzz. In the 75, Free in the 4, your front row. See what happens in round 2 of 6. Off they go. The Bartman will lead them into turn number 1. Rick Auckland trying to take second away from Ed Free. Auckland is second. Free is third. Miller is fourth. Jackie Boggs goes way back in the 4B car. Wade runs 5th. Feisler is 6th. Stow's up to 7th. Free 8th. Out in front, it's Hartman, Auckland, and Free. Jeremy Miller, second quick timer. Need to pick up 1 spot here to move into tomorrow's Iski Racing Cam's Fast Dash, along, of course, with the Pittsburgher. Imler's Poultry 75 of Bart Hartman. Continues to show the way with Rick Auckland in tow. Ed Free by himself in third now. Jeremy Miller has dropped back a bit. The fourth place car, the 24. Auckland looks like he's closing in a bit on Hartman. Halfway, 6 more laps to go. Auckland also looks like his car getting a little tight in the middle part of the turn. Sammy Stow trying to close in on Brad Feisler for 6th. Feisler sideways into 1, spins up the banking and into the wall. Well, that has been the spot, and look out, Bob Paz. Ooh, he got a woe down just in time. So Brad Feisler's second place finish in his Pittsburgher ledger. A winner here of the Penn National 100. There's only Renegade win here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile. Brings the field back to the green. Keeping them bunched in. He goes and the green is out. And Ed Ferree on the outside trying to dispose of Rick Auckland for second. In turn 1 and 2, they're will for the second spot. Jeremy Miller still fourth. Ferree edging ahead of Auckland down the backstretch into 3. Close racing. They're rubbing wheels. They're rubbing paint. They're on the gas. And here comes Jeremy Miller on the inside to second. Ferree is now third. Auckland fourth and Wade fifth. Well, Jeremy Miller looked like he was in jeopardy of not transferring, and all of a sudden he finds himself in second. Ferree and Auckland now will battle for the final transfer spot. Auckland trying to get back under Ferree in turn 4. It's still Ferree third, Auckland fourth. 3 laps to go. Sammy Stow and Jackie Boggs got a race going on into 1. Boggs, who went way to the back early in this one, trying to climb his way back up the ladder, finds himself in 6th now as he has moved by Stow in the restart. Auckland again trying to pressure Ferree. It's still the Franklin Racing Supply 4 in 3rd, and Auckland's 12 running 4th. In turn 2, Auckland pulls right on Ferree's bumper as they head down the back chute. Little tire smoke. It looks like the body's rubbing on the right rear of the 12. Here comes Auckland to the low side of Ferree off of 4, and he's back in 3rd. Ferree drops to 4th with 1 to go. The Imler Poultry 75 of Bart Hartman leads the field off the 4th turn, and he will win the second heat race for the Renegade Dirt Card Series in the Pittsburgher 100. Jeremy Miller is into the dash. He is second. Auckland gets 3rd. Ferree drops to 4th. Wade is 5th. Boggs 6th. Stiles 7th. Alex Ferree, Jim Lepro 9th, and Bob Puz 10th. So the winner, Scott Performance Wire, Mooresville, North Carolina, providing the winning spark to racers nationwide. Speaking of spark, on the pole in the T8, Mark Badal out of St. Clairsville, Ohio, outside of row 1, the 93B track champion here. No, that's not him. It's my mistake. That's the S2 of Timmy Senek, who had such a qualifying run out of Elkins, West Virginia. The 09 of Lou Bradish from Chester, West Virginia. Mike Johnson, 3rd fast qualifier in the 2J, starts 4th. That's Boom Briggs in the 1B. The 99 of Donnie Moran, the 5 of George Kowalik, 71C R.J. Conley, 14 Jack Pencil, 83 Scott Rhodes, 7 Bill Adler, and the D2 of Nolan Dalton. 3rd of 6 heat races. This one again, the Scott Performance Wire bonus heat race. But all starts too soon. No start. No start. That's a warning for the T8 of Mark Badal. The initial start is at the cone. Try it again at the cone. Green is out. Badal leads into 1. Bradish in the 09 moves to 2nd. Senek is 3rd. Johnson is 4th. Mike Johnson now to the inside of Tim Senek, trying to take 3rd into turn number 3. And look out, Boom Briggs in the 1B ends up against the outside wall in turn 3. Bradish second, Mike Johnson to third, Senek is fourth down the backstretch, and that's George Kowalik, and here comes Donnie Moran in car 99, sticking his nose to the inside of Kowalik. Moran moving up into fifth. All Bradish and Johnson running 1, 2, and 3. Senek still fourth and Moran fifth. Donnie Moran trying to put the pressure to Tim Senek for fourth. In turn 4, Moran closes ground again on Senek. It's still Senek fourth, Moran fifth. Halfway this time, 6 more laps to go. Mark Banal, your leader. Lou Bradish second and Mike Johnson in the final transfer spot right now in the 2J car. The top 2 qualifiers, Davey Johnson and Jeremy Miller, have both already moved into the dash tomorrow. Mike Johnson can stay in the top 3. He also will move into the fast dash tomorrow afternoon. Senek continues to smoke that tire, but he's still fourth. He's a little sideways in one, and Donnie Moran closing back in again, but Senek, all jacked up off the corner, holds on to the 4th spot down the back chute. He's really giving that right rear a workout. 4 laps to go, 4 to go. And All's lead continues to grow here in the Mag Shop Melkwood Racing Engines T8s. Senek drifts high off of 4. Moran with a run down the front stretch, but it's still Senek fourth, Moran fifth. Two more laps to go, 2 to go. Donnie Moran again peaks to the low side, but Senek holds him off this time on the inside. Moran now drifts up the racetrack, and R.J. Conley in the 71C trying to pass him for fifth. 1 lap to go. Mark Banal, your leader. Lou Bradish second, Mike Johnson third. The Mag Shop Melkwood Racing Engines T8 out of St. Clairsville, Ohio. Your Scott Performance Wire bonus heat race winner, Mark Banal. Lou Bradish is second. Mike Johnson third. They move on. Senek, Conley, Kowalik, Moran, Rhodes, Pencil, Dalton, and Briggs will go into the B mains. R1, Chubb Frank starting back a ways. 9C Pete Loria, 99 Ben Miley, 8 Russ Colasar, 44 Mark Moats, and the 1P of Rod Phillips. Of 6. This is number 4 of 6 heat races for the Renegade Dirt Car Series here this afternoon for tomorrow's Pittsburgher 100 through 3 and 4 at a brisk pace. And the green is out. Into turn 1. Look out. Hyman Conley, big contact, and Conley ends up in the wall. Sonny Conley once again pace here. Heat race number 4. Matt Miller now starts alongside of him in car 7. They move the rows forward on the Renegade Dirt Car rules. Into 1 they go. Miller grabs the lead. Hyman, the 29, is second. Madden in the 1 moves up to third, and Chubb Frank all the way to 4th at the Star 1. Uh-oh, someone into the back of Chubb. That would be the 8 of Russ Colasar, who goes spinning. Does a 360. The green is still out. The green is still out. Everyone's still racing here at Pittsburgh. Colasar now comes to a stop, or does he? Not yet. He's still going. Here come your leaders, Matt Miller in car number 7. Rick Heim in the 29. Madden runs third. Chubb Frank is fourth. The caution is out for the 8 of Russ Colasar. Another car that's smoking bad out there. Looks like the 32 of Greg Lucas. Our series last season. Going to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Restarts our 4th heat race. Rick Heim slow on the start in the 29. Chris Madden quickly moving to second. Heim is third. Now it's Miley to the outside of Frank, moving to 4th. Chubb Frank still 4th. Ben Miley 5th off of 4. Whoa, Pete Laurie in the 9C almost. Now Mark Moats, his car turns right, and he hits hard into the wall. Something breaking on the 44 cars. It turns straight right, coming toward the end of the front stretch. Head-on hit for the 44 car of Mark Moats. Matt Miller hits the gas pedal in turn 4, and we're back racing. And there goes Chubbzilla. Trying to move by Ricky Heim for third, but Heim on the outside got a pretty good run through 1 and 2, and he is third, and Chubb is 4th down the back chute. Greg Lucas blistering his way up through there. Hard into turn 3. Miller, your leader, breaks. Matt Miller's got a fire under the hood of the 7 car. Miller with fire coming out of the hood of the 7 car, right in the motor, the carburetor area. Takes it right to the super snuffers. Unfortunate the guys behind them were unaware of that, and we got a whole bunch of race cars tore up again, including Pittsburgh Pete Laurie. What a weekend he's having in that Fathead South Shore Saloon 9C. Mike Sears' car all tore up as well. Mike, too, was hoping to run the steel block race later today, the 35. Tough break for Matt Miller, hoping to make his first Pittsburgher 100. He just... Greg Lucas getting the left front tire changed, and he is ready to rejoin. Green is out. Rick Heim still third. Ben Miley putting the pressure on in 4th. Chubb Frank runs 2nd. Chris Madden is your leader. Laps down. Madden still in front. Rod Phillips now close to Ben Miley in the battle for 4th. Ricky Heim solidly in that 3rd and final transfer spot with 5 laps to go. Rick has run a limited schedule this year. And the Schultz Ford Costa Builders 29 running strong here this afternoon. Russ Colasar takes the number 8 car into the pits. Goddard Performance, number 1, the Warrior House car. Chris Madden hitting his marks. Very consistent lap after lap as he starts to extend the lead over Chubb Frank and Rick Heim. Ben Miley, Greg Lucas, Rod Phillips, and Mike Cecile are next. They've cut the field almost in half. 2 more laps to go, 2 to go. White flag waving for Chris Madden. Of Gray Court, South Carolina. And he will pick up the win in our 4th of 6 Pittsburgher heats. Chubb Frank, the defending race champion, will finish 2nd, and Rick Heim is in his first Pittsburgher 100 in car 29. You can see him excitedly sticking that left hand out the window as he crossed the checkered flag. So Heim makes his first Pittsburgher, and Chubb Frank will Team Smart Heat Race bonus will be worth $100 to the winner. Team Smart of Bloomington, Indiana, helping you save money on your long distance charges. Lights are out. We're ready to go next time. Chad Ruhlman, 1 Neil Eisminger, 21 Matt Lux, and Bum Hedman in car 22. Couple of Pittsburgh regulars on the front row, Flinner and Zarin. On the gas they are, the green is out. Flinner had the lead in the 1, it's Zarin on the outside that has the lead in turn 2. Zarin leading, Flinner 2nd. Rick Eckert to the outside of Robbie Blair in the race for 3rd. Eckert 3rd now, Blair is 4th. Phil Lucon Repfab 1Z of Jim Zarin in front of the Johns Towing 48 of John Flinner. Eckert in the Mopar Valvoline 1E is 3rd. And closing in a bit on Flinner. Rick Eckert trying to close in on John Flinner again for 2nd as Zarin continues to show the way. 4 laps into this Team Smart heat race. Coming to the halfway mark, it's still the Z-Man, Jimmy Zarin in front, trying to make his first Pittsburgher 100. Matt Lux into the pits in car 21. Rick Eckert, a little push coming off before that time, and Robbie Blair now starting to put the pressure to Eckert for 3rd in 1 and 2. Robbie Blair passing Rick Eckert for 3rd. Eckert tries to get him back on the back chute. Robbie Blair up to third. Eckert now back to fourth. 4 laps to go. For the Z-Man, Jimmy Zarin. Oh, look out in front of your leader. Bump Hedman spins around and the caution is out. 2 laps to go. We go with 2 laps to go. Uh-oh. Close and Blair come together. Blair goes spinning. Alzano did not in his heat, and Shaver is running what? 7th in this one. Green is out. Bob Close down on the inside trying to take third from Rick Eckert. The battle is on down the backstretch. Close to third. Eckert back to fourth. Eckert's car looks so tight. He's trying to hold off John Mason now for fourth as Flinter tries to put the pressure to Zarin with 1 to go. Jimmy Z trying to be another new candle on the cake. And the first time starter for the Pittsburgher 100. The Phil Lucon Rep Fab 1Z. The Z-Man, Jimmy Zarin, will win this Team Smart bonus heat race with John Flinter second and Bob Close transferring. Rick Eckert, John Mason, Steve Shaver, Robbie Waring, Neil Eisminger, Robbie Blair, Chad Ruhlman. The 1U of Matt Urban, 93X DJ Miller, and 93B Keith Barber. The team car starts side by side in row 2. 2L Brian Laraway, 17 Lance Elson. 119 of Jim Bernheisel, the 71R of Rod Conley, 84 Rob Schweitzer, 14 Corey. Rod Schweitzer has scratched in the 84S. 14 Corey Conley, 59 Bill Cunningham, and 25 Lindo Brzezelski. Number 6. 3 more spots up for grabs for tomorrow's Pittsburgher 100. And the green is out. It's Baker with the lead, the West Virginia Rim Rider. Matt Urban is second. They scramble. Miller and Barber, the 2 teammates, down the back chute. Barbara slides into third into 3. Miller to the inside of him in turn 4. Barber is third, trying to close in on Matt Urban for second. The Bland towing 0 of Stevie Baker out in front. Matt Urban second. Brian Laraway running 5th. Took a look to the inside of DJ Miller for 4 through 1 and 2, but Miller extends the advantage down the back chute. Now it's Rod Conley sliding in hard on Laraway, has to get on the binders. Steve Baker continues to lead. The Junkyard Auto Parts. Bill Bland towing number 0. second and Barber by himself in third. Several drivers at the halfway mark. Several drivers making their first Pittsburgher 100s here today, and Matt Urban may be the next to do it as he runs second in the 1U. Four more laps to go. Completing lap 10, he's been your leader from the get-go. Steve Baker in car 0. Matt Urban keeping pace with the leader. Keith Barber is still third. We got a spin up in turn 4. It's not over yet. These last 2 laps. Many former track champions here today. He won the title here in 1996. Of course, and Mark Richards Partners and Mark Richards Racing, the manufacturers of the rocket cars. Here comes Stevie B back to the green, and the battle is on into turn 1. Baker still leads Urban as second, Barbara third. Rod Conley is up to fourth. Rod has come a long way in this one, the hot rod. Rod Conley, 1 to go for Baker. From the start out of Fairmont, Steve Baker winning the 6 Bodex heat for the Renegade Dirt Cars. Matt Urban second. Keith Barber transfers in the 93B. Rod Conley, Brian Laraway. And the rest of the field will come up short and have to go to the B mains tomorrow. Folks, we're going to rush off his first QPI Tools Late Model Track Championship in his rookie season in the late models here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Check that, my mistake. Starting in the 28th position will be, it was to be Ed, but now it's to be Alex Faree. How about a nice hand for Alex Faree with 2 career wins here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Now, our QPI Tools late model champion, what a season he had. He won it by 2 points by winning the feature last Saturday. As we said, he's also the Rookie of the Year from Oakdale in car number 84, Al Atala. Starting 26th, another of our Pittsburgh regulars, one of 8 drivers making their first start in the Pittsburgher 100. He got his first career late model win here at Pittsburgh just a couple of weeks back. The Hookstown Hornet, D.J. Miller. Starting 25th, he was the Renegade Dirt Car Rookie of the Year a season ago. Another new face in the Pittsburgher starting lineup, Matt Miller in car number 7. Renegade Dirt Car point standings. He's had a great season traveling with them for the very first time. He hails from Titusville. Another new starter in the Pittsburgher, Robbie Blair. Making his 12th start in the Pittsburgher 100. He'll start in the 23rd spot here this afternoon from Parkersburg in the 30s, Steve Shaver. Starting 22nd in car 71R, his 5th Pittsburgher, Rod Conley. Rod Conley's 5th Pittsburgher. He too right up there in the thick of the Renegade Point Series. Starting 21st this afternoon, his third Pittsburgher from Clymer, New York in the 07R, Brent Raybergen. Starting 20th, the defending UDTRA champion and current points leader from York, Pennsylvania in the 1E this afternoon, Rick Eckerts. Starting 19th, he and Chubb Frank, the dynamic duo. They've started all 14 Pittsburghers. The 89 and 90 Renegade champion, the floodwall flyer from Parkersburg, Mike Balzano. In the 18th starting spot, and in his third Pittsburgher 100, he finished fourth in this race in 1998. Bobby Close out of Eldred, Pennsylvania in the 04. From the North Hills of Pittsburgh, we just talked to him. His first Pittsburgher 100 in car number 29. Put your hands together for Rick Heim. Another new face, the 1U from Northeast Pennsylvania, Matt Urban. Starting 15th in car 48. 4 wins this year here at Pittsburgh. The track champion at Lernerville. It's his 6th Pittsburgher 100. Zillionople's John Flinner. Starting 14th, the two-time defending Renegade champion, and he won this race a season ago. From Bear Lake, Chubbzilla, Chubb Frank. Starting 13th, our 1999 track champion. It's his 10th Pittsburgher 100 in the auction barn 09 from Chester, West Virginia, Lou Bradish. Starting 12th. He has started all but one Pittsburgher. He was our 96 track champion, the West Virginia Rim Rider Steve Baker in car 0. Starting in the 11th spot, his second Pittsburgher in the Phil Lucon 1Z from Coriopolis, Jim Zarin. Starting 10th, another new face in the starting grid here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway from Gray Court, South Carolina in the 1M, Chris Madden. Your 9th starter, 36 career late model wins here at Pittsburgh, our 2000 track champion from St. Clairsville in the familiar T8, Mark Banal. Starting 8th, 21 career Renegade wins. He was second in the 95 Pittsburgher 100. They call him the Bart Man from Zanesville, the 75 of Bart Hartman. Starting 7th. He is a two-time winner of this race in 96 and 98. He's already won the Penn National 50 and Nick Aaron Memorial this year at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. From Weston, West Virginia, the 68 of Tim Hitt. Starting 6th in his 9th Pittsburgher 100 from just over the hill in Imperial, the 2J of Mike Johnson. Starting 5th, a 3-time winner of this race in 92, 94, and 2000. Their fastest qualifier yesterday in the 19J from Greensburg, Davey Johnson. Starting 4th, our 2001 track champion, his second straight Pittsburgher 100, the 93B from South Park, Keith Barbara. Starting 3rd in car number 24 from Gettysburg, his first start in the Pittsburghers. Say hello to Jeremy Miller. And on the front row, a 3-time Renegade champion, starting 2nd in the 1F this afternoon from Ashland, Kentucky, the Kentucky Colonel Steve Francis. And on the pole, he won this race in 1997 in car number 12 from Zanesville, Ohio, Rick Auckland. And Washington, D.C., and remember their loved ones. Life goes on, but the terroristic attacks on that dreadful day have changed all of our lives. Some of you may know someone in the reserves who's now stationed overseas. As the fight against terrorism continues, let us not forget our freedom and what this country stands for. We are the United States of America. Art Smiley was a scorer here since the Speedway opened in 1979. The
He also, over the years, worked as a scorer, pit steward, or flagman at Motordrome Speedway, Lernerville, and Schmucker's Speedway, just to name a few. Art often told me that he taught our own Smokey Shump everything he knows. And if that was indeed the case, then Art, you were a better worker than an instructor. Just kidding. A couple of years ago, Art was diagnosed with cancer. He fought hard, and although he was often in pain and discomfort, he managed to stay very much involved in the sport he loved, stock car racing. He never missed a night. When the racing season started last year in 2001, Art vowed that he would make it through the season, and he did. Art lost his battle with cancer a year ago tomorrow, just a week after he scored his final race, the 2001 Pittsburgher. His son John and daughter Michelle are with us this afternoon, and I'm sure Art is looking down on us too. Today we run the 14th Renegade Dirt Car Pittsburgher 100 in his memory. Would you please rise for a moment of silence for Art and all of those involved in racing, drivers, fans, crew members, parents, who've left us in the past year.
Father, it's been a quick year since we were back for the Pittsburgher. So much has happened. We do mourn the loss of our friends, our co-workers, and we ask your blessing upon their family and friends. Of course, Lord, we think of those who lost their lives on September 11th, and we ask your blessing upon them and upon their families. Father, we're grateful that we can come here this afternoon and enjoy this night of racing. We thank you for your safety. We think of Ed Ferree and his family, and we thank you that they get out okay from their fire. We ask your blessing upon them as they rebuild. Father, for this short time that we have here this afternoon, we ask your blessing upon the drivers as they perform for all of us. Keep them safe. Be with their crew, with the track officials, safety crew, and all of us as fans. We pray for safety. We pray for enjoyment. And Father, if it isn't too much to ask, just hold off the rain until we get this in. We thank you again for your blessings. With gratitude, we pray. Amen.
And here to sing the national anthem, Eric Habadell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
For the 14th Pittsburgher 100, come on, Turd 4, get on your feet and let's send them off with a Pittsburgh salute. to the green flag and get the 14th Renegade Dirt Car Pittsburgher 100 underway. Auckland goes early. There will be no start. There will be no start. Let's try it again here. Rick Auckland and Steve Francis. Little chess game going on. Who's going to start this race? The green is out and we are racing. Bart Hartman goes to the top side into turn 1 and 2. The Bart man standing on it way up top. Look out, Matt Urban. Bob Close back further in the field, spinning out over in turn 2. Two cars have spun out. Auckland and Francis. One more time, bringing the field into turn number 4. Jeremy Miller and Keith Barber tucked in tight behind. Here they come. Looks good. The green is out. Bart Hartman again will go to the outside. The Bart man jumps to the top side of the racetrack. Mark Benall's off the pace of the T8 for a moment. Still going down the backstretch now. Hartman all the way to third here on the very first lap of the Imler Poultry 75. Francis in front, Auckland is second. Mike Johnson trying to move past Keith Barber for fourth. Laps in, it's still Mike Balzano ahead of Rick Auckland. Yeah, Mike Balzano. Steve Francis ahead of Rick Auckland. Certainly two grooves are racing out there now. They're using it all. Middle and up. Francis leads Auckland second. Hartman third. Barber's GRT is fourth. It's the Warrior Mike Johnson fifth. Chris Madden has moved to sixth. Miller seventh, hit eighth, and Davey Johnson has dropped to ninth. 10th right now is the West Virginia rim rider Steve Baker. We got a side-by-side battle between Chubb Frank and Rick Eckert behind Baker. Johnson out of the outside, moving by Tim Hitt down the back straightaway, trying to make that pass into turn 3. Mike Johnson, meantime, to the low side of Keith Barbara, trying to move to fourth. That battle continues between Barber and Johnson. Madden and Miller racing hard behind them. Your front three cars are now by themselves as they head into turn 3. Francis, Auckland, and Hartman. Lap traffic coming up quick here for race leader Steve Francis. Francis now has caught the back of the field with 9 laps down. Rick Auckland trying to close that gap as Francis has to deal with lap traffic. Hartman is third. Barber fourth. Mike Johnson still fifth. Chris Madden, Jeremy Miller, Davey Johnson, and Tim Hitt are next. Then it's Steve Baker, Rick Eckert, Matt Urban, and Chubb Frank. One lap car between first and second. Now Francis way up high in turn number 2. Davey Johnson has just lost the motor in the 19J. It looks like the motor let loose in the Johnson 19J. He's come to 10th from 20th. Eckert has come from 20th to 10th. in the 1E. Francis fires, a green is out. Still Auckland second, Hartman third, Mike Johnson is fourth, Jeremy Miller fifth now. Rick Eckert picks up another spot in the 1E car. Eckert on the move early. Rick Auckland going for the lead in turn two, but it's still Francis by a car length off that second turn. Auckland on the gas again in four. He's got the momentum on the outside of the racetrack, and he will take the lead by nose at the finish line. Rick Auckland with the lead. Steve Francis second, Bart Hartman third, Mike Johnson fourth, Jeremy Miller is fifth. Now it's Francis trying to get back under Auckland in turn four. Still Auckland ahead, Francis second. Chris Madden trying to move by the 93B of Keith Barbara. Down the back straightaway, Steve Francis noses back ahead of Auckland. Mike Johnson, meantime, trying to pressure Bart Hartman for third. It's Francis in front. Auckland second. Hartman third. Johnson a close fourth, and Jeremy Miller fifth. Mike Johnson again peeks his nose to the inside of Bart Hartman. Hartman still third, Johnson fourth, Francis. The lead grows again here. 15 laps down in the Pittsburgher. 15 down. Jeremy Miller trying to muster some momentum on the outside of Mike Johnson. It's still Miller fifth, Johnson fourth, and Hartman third. That race tight went into turn three. Miller now dives to the inside of Johnson off of four down the front stretch. Johnson tries to move back by Miller in turn two. Racing hard for fourth down the back straightaway. Steve Francis ahead of Rick Auckland. Bart Hartman third, Mike Johnson fourth. Jeremy Miller again gaining ground on Johnson for fourth down the backstretch. Your leaders closing in on the back of the field here in a very short time. Rick Eckert to the low side of Keith Barbara here in turn four. Eckert trying to gain another spot. Laps are down, 20 down. Jeremy Miller and Mike Johnson, wheel to wheel for fourth. Lap traffic ahead for race leader Steve Francis. Rick Eckert now has moved to seventh. Eckert from 20th to 7th. Francis trying to lap the 07R Brent Raybergen in turn 4. Makes the pass as they head down the front stretch. Auckland not far behind into one. Hartman is back a half a stretch in third. Jeremy Miller will be scored in fourth that time. So Miller's impressive weekend continues in the 24 car, up to fourth now, dropping Mike Johnson to fifth, Chris Madden sixth, Rick Eckert seventh, Keith Barbara eighth, Steve Baker ninth, and Tim Hitt runs 10th. Auckland gets high in turn two. Francis Pulls away back down the back chute into 3, lapping the 77 of Alex Faree. Laps down now, 25 down. Your leaders in turn 2 and down the backstretch. Francis with Auckland moving by Faree. More lap traffic ahead now for Francis into turn 1. Dives to the inside of Rick Heim. Francis still in front, but Rick Auckland just won't let him get away. At times, Auckland looks to be a lot quicker than Francis. At other times, it looks like it's Francis that's a lot faster than Auckland. The track may be changing lap after lap. Bart Hartman trying to stay in striking distance. Francis down low. Auckland slides her high in turn 4. Trying to work the back of the field, your race leaders. Bobby Close puts his hand out the window, and he's going to the pits. It'll appear in the 04 car as your leaders move by. Laps are down, 30 down. Steve Francis still trying to lap cars. Rick Auckland shadowing him into turn number 3. They're side by side in front of your race leader. Here comes Auckland. Jeremy Miller now is caught up to Bart Hartman. Hartman 3rd, Miller just 2 car lengths behind him in 4th. Francis opening up some daylight on Auckland down the back chute by car length or 2. But it won't be long until there's more traffic to deal with. Bart Hartman and Jeremy Miller seem like they have closed in a bit on the front too. They were almost a straightaway behind, now just a half a stretch. Running 5th is the 1 of Chris Madden. Mike Johnson is 6th. Rick Eckert 7th. Keith Barber 8th. Tim Hitt 9th. And John Flinner is 10th. In car 48.